either ignore their reality or their reality becomes your reality. I made this video because there are most likely areas in your life where you are leaking energy and attention in ways that seem to not relate to your manifestation, but are likely creating the energy that is keeping it from manifesting. Let's face it, there is a constant stream of external sensational reality that is front and center in every corner of society right now. AI, economic uncertainty, international crises, pandemic scares. The world is broadcasting chaos, and most people are tuned in 24/7. And I would be doing you a disservice. I would lose all credibility as a reality creation coach if I did not help you help yourself regain control of your attention. Because if you don't maintain authority over your attention, you cannot maintain authority over your own experience. Make no mistake, the powers that be are engaged in information warfare, betting that through your attention distraction, they will be able to take more control. Now, this video is not about them. It is about you. Because it's the reality creator who allows the external to set their expectations of who they can be and what they can manifest because of conditions, is the reality creator who has lost all internal authority. So yes, ignore reality. Not because we need to bury our heads in the sand to be a master manifester. Ignore reality because you refuse to allow someone else's version of the future become your reality. Hi, my name is Allison, and I am here to help you create the life you desire to experience. And if at any time this video resonates, I would greatly appreciate a like or a hype or a subscribe, because I promise to continue to deliver more ways in which you can develop your own reality and inner authority. Now, most people's desire to stay informed, they're tuning into every story and developing detail, is at a basic level a form of control. It's a kind of egoic mind, twisted logic that says, if I know what's coming, I can get out of the way and make sure it misses me. And we do that even with stories that probably have no way of ever happening in our life, yet that thinking unconsciously is still there. Or people take viewing bad things that are happening out there, and this is totally unconscious, of course. If I see something bad happening over there, then I know it's not happening here. And it creates a separation out of fear and out of a desire to be safe, that so long as I watch these things happen over there, I know they're not happening to me. Now, none of this makes intellectual sense. You know, it's almost like when I was a kid, I had this, the Friday the 13th movies were really popular, and I was terrified of Freddy Krueger. And I was convinced if I slept under my whole body under a blanket every night, then he would not come kidnap me. And in the middle of the summertime, right, I'd be sweating under the blankets, but like absolutely not, you know, I needed them for protection. There's no reasoning to why we do these things, because it's not intellectual, it's a survival primal instinct. And don't you know, the powers that be bet on that. They know to tap into that primal instinct that we all carry and we can't ignore, because it's what keeps us safe at the most basic level. And they play on that to take away our power, our conscious awareness, our ability to discern and decide and create for ourselves. It's a collective manipulation. And the more people who get stuck in that, the more momentum that builds, like an energetic tumbleweed. In a minute, I have several ways that you can begin to help yourself extract yourself and ignore that reality so that you can focus on creating your own. But first, I want to tell you a sight I saw the other day and how that applies. I saw this massive Rottweiler turn the corner the other day, and he had a little neckerchief on, and he looked so cute and imposing. And right behind him, holding the leash, was this little old lady. And it was such a sight. And my husband was like, OMG, if that dog takes off, it's all over. And it just dawned on me, that is exactly how most people are living their life. Most people are going through their day like that little old lady. They think they're holding the leash and they're in charge, but it's the energy of the collective. That's the dog. And all it takes is one unexpected shift, and the weight of that dog will quickly prove who is in charge. If it takes off running, she has to take off running after it. Most people are not in control of their reality. They're being led by it and unconsciously agreeing to a reality that they're not in an energetic position to take hold of and steer in the direction they want to go. To be a reality creator in this day and age requires that we ignore reality and develop an inner authority that gives us the energetic position to insist on the life and the manifestations we experience, no matter the collective conditions. And we do that by letting go of the leash completely. And because we have developed an inner authority and trusting that the universe responds to our energy that we create, we can know that the life and desires and energy that belongs to us will follow along with us. So my recommendation is that we do this as a two-phased approach. Number one, we have to divorce ourselves from the unconscious pull to engage and give our attention to this collective manipulation. And the second part is to work on developing our own inner authority and imagination. Because when we have a well-developed imagination, a better attunement to our higher consciousness, then we hardly have to work at ignoring reality, because we will be so busy and consumed with living our reality. Okay, so first we need to create a way to stop the momentum pull that we feel, and we will continue to feel for a while until we get good at establishing our conscious awareness of not wanting to pay attention to that reality. It will, there's a magnetic resonance right now. So we are going to have to work at deliberately ignoring it. And we can do that by creating some space so that we can make a conscious decision not to go down the rabbit hole. And we make it easier for ourselves to ignore reality by asking a few quick questions. Find one that resonates with you. Create your own, a way to tap into your consciousness. Oh yeah, wait, let me think about this for a second. And a few question examples I have are, what am I getting out of this? How does this improve my life right now? Not an abstract future or a possible scenario later on. What does it do for me right now? Will watching this make me feel more in alignment or less? Is there something else I could do or watch or read right now that would feel better? What energy does this promote? Is basically what we're asking ourselves so that we can take a moment to decide. Sometimes I just think to myself, point blank, is this an energy I want to experience myself? Because here I am allowing it to exist in my reality by watching it or listening to it. Now, a quick note, an important note, is that we're not looking to become emotionally unavailable to the suffering and tragedies that are happening to our very own neighbors. A lot of the reason why that high vibe lifestyle got such a bad rap is because it was clear that many people were putting their own personal comfort, elevating it above being empathetic to their community. And we're not going for that here. We don't need to bury our heads in the sand. But we do need to ask ourselves, am I helping anybody by paying attention to this right now? The next part is where we really can develop our own inner authority, and that's by really tapping into and becoming familiar with our own imagination. I'm not talking about fantasy or daydreaming imagination. I'm talking about developing our Master Manifestor skill bank by tapping into imagination and finding inspiration, ideas, energies, things, more and more positive desires we would like to call in, developing our imagination for expansion. One of the big issues for struggling manifestors is a lack of creativity. Many people have the one or two major manifestation desires that they're going for. But what about the rest of our life experience? It is the people who don't decide on even the smallest of things who leave open space for the collective to fill in. So what do I mean by this? A great practical way you can develop imagination is to work on finding more desires you would like for your life. And we can do that in two ways. Find appreciation for things in your life currently and expand your manifestation wish list. A great way to stretch your imaginal realm is to find appreciation for those things in your life currently that you would like to change. Maybe once a week, you make a list of the areas of your life that you would like to change and stretch how far you can find ways to appreciate it in its current form. This gives you one of the most powerful tools you can ever have in life, and that is to practice how you think. We're ignoring reality, not allowing the world to tell us what we think. So why would we let our past history experiences tell us what to think? Why would we let our parents or even our feelings tell us what to think? The more you can deliberately create the way you think about something through appreciation puts you into the realm of higher consciousness. Finding appreciation for things is not finding acceptance. And I have many videos on appreciation and finding the difference between the two if you need help with that. Now, second is to expand your manifestation wish list. Practice creating more desires so that we are so busy thinking and living and imagining a life we want that it makes it completely easy to ignore the reality we don't want. Maybe every day for a week, you write out 3 to 5 things that would be lovely to experience that day, would be nice addition to your day, would be lovely surprise to have or get. And then once you've written those things, then write out because. This would be nice to have because, and then repeat that because as many times as you can. We're expanding our imagination, our creative desires. This is what will develop instincts, inspiration, ideas to take us into the realm of the reality that suits us, that is fun for us, that is built on our own inner authority. And I guarantee you, the more you develop yourself here, the less interesting the things out there, the less authoritative and heavy those things seem. You create, you write this list, you let it go, you move throughout your day, you will begin to experience that manifestation magic where things are just happening. Synchronicities are occurring. Lovely, delightful things are happening. And then maybe a week later you go, oh yeah, that was on my list. The more fun you start having, the more you help raise up the collective as well. And that's what it's all about, my friends. And I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I look forward to bringing you more. Thank you.